Back together, ain't it feels so good. Back together, and I don't know the words. Something about being in the same place. Tina Turner growl.
Live in the same house. We are husband and wife. Sometimes the living is nice. Other times we fight and we scrap.
Sometimes we take a nap 'cause we're cranky.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. I feel
Sort
like
of fell off at the end.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or, in the beginning, and we just kept going.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to another Patreon episode of your favorite podcast. And I know it's our favorite podcast because we record it.
Yeah, it is our favorite podcast.
And we don't have to listen to it afterwards because we're caught up.
Yeah. That's it. I actually want to make a TikTok of all my favorite Michael Barbaro hmms, you know?
Auntie moans. Okay.
Wow.
So
this is actually the first time that we've kind of had a moment since I got back.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know? Busy bees.
Busy bees. Andy has a big thing happening today, the day that you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, simultaneously.
Today is
It's 3/11.
Special release day.
Yeah, on 3/11 day.
Yep.
You gotta keep it original because amber is the color of your energy. Go watch my special. That's
you
that's
guys
my
know the
plug.
lyrics.
You guys get it.
Coward or Gramercy is out today.
Pretty
Andy,
exciting.
Tell them where to go.
Go to my YouTube, youtube.com/Andy Haynes.
And tell everyone you know
Yeah.
and everyone they know and get those fucking views up.
Yeah, go to an Apple store, put it on every single monitor, put it on the iPads.
Hack your granddad's computer.
Go to a college and just go to the library and put it on every single one. Go to the regular library. You don't have to go to a college.
Yeah, you could just go to a regular library.
Just put that baby on. Put it on repeat.
Do we still have libraries?
Yeah, actually, I will go to a New York City library to work sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're great.
I thought it was just like it always just seems like a place that they use on like Hollywood sets,
No.
but that are really just not frequented.
I went to, there's actually a nice one across from MoMA. Mm-hmm. It's got like a whole like seating area just to be like,
Ooh.
you know, just to go have lunch, watch. I mean, it's still got the very much like the crazy people looking up like.
A library, if you think about it, is really just a poor man's WeWork.
Yeah. Also, not that different from WeWork, except WeWork, you're allowed to like.
I mean,
drink
WeWork
beer.
is really a poor man's WeWork at this point.
Yeah. WeWork is poor.
Yeah.
Wow. We really did it. We've done the gauntlet. We've
What does that mean?
We've rounded the bases. You know what I mean.
We're coming in for the home stretch.
We're cooking up. We're
cooking with gas.
Yeah.
We're 4 minutes in, and my fucking hands are burning.
My ears are burning.
And my hands.
Yeah. Take them off that stove.
We've had a
Don't
real.
know how to talk to you anymore.
It's been a tough week.
I don't think. I think I'm gonna leave town for the weeks that you're at work. It's just too much. It's too weird.
Too much what for you?
Well, I know it's hard for you, but it's like I think it must be like marrying somebody who's like a triage doctor or something. You just come home. You're like a cop. You're like, I can't leave my job at work. You know?
I can't leave my job at work.
Yeah,
You know how cops are. I can't leave my job at work.
This isn't a 9 to 5. This is a 24/7. You know?
It's only 24/7. It's really more like 24/2.
6. 24/6.
24/2. So like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm out. You can't talk to me about stuff. I'm really brain dead. And in case you guys are wondering how it's going really well. I'm having a great fucking time. The problem is I just keep making these mistakes that make me look more confident than I am. Like, you ever wander into a meeting with between people who are much, much higher than you, and halfway through the meeting realize you're not supposed to be there? Because that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
Wandered into a meeting with three producers, some head writers, and had walked into it just thinking I was supposed to be there. And then the moment the meeting started, realized I am not supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. And no one's telling me. They're all just doing the meeting. And I have to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to bring up the fact that I don't know if I'm supposed to be here, because that would require interrupting a meeting that I am, again, not supposed to be at. So that happened to me today. Here's another thing that happened. When you submit scripts at SNL, you put a title on your script. And I was having a little fun, you know?
Yeah.
I wrote the title before I started the script, and it was a little Weekend Update piece. And I wrote Weekend Update, and then I put the cast member's name, and then I put straight to air, meaning no dress rehearsal, no read through, no blocking.
Did you know what you were doing?
Straight to air. It was a joke. There was nothing in the script. So I just was I was just being like,
silly,
making the other writers laugh, being like, here we go. This update piece goes straight to air, right? And then forgot that I put that in the title. And when the scripts went out for the table read, it just said, Punky Update, straight to air. And then had me and these two writers' names on it. And there's no joke in the entire update piece that says, hey, this has to go straight to air. There's no joke where Punky's like, put this straight to air.
So it just looked like you.
It just looked like, you know, you would have heard the whole thing. It's just Punky talking about her views on the Ukraine. And then afterwards, like, anybody that heard it would have been like, where was the straight to air joke?
Yeah.
Was that just
Did
them?
they read that? Like, they read the title?
No, like, I walked in and Jake turns to me and goes, pretty cool that you never deleted Punky Update straight to air. And I was like, oh no.
So they just think that you're just the most confident person.
Dude, that's the second thing that happened. Okay? And it's gotten progressively worse. I'm starting at the worst, and then I'm going to least worst.
You're going to go to Lauren's office pretty soon.
The other thing that I did was when you finish a script and you want to submit it, right, to go to the table read, you submit it to the writer's assistant. And you go, hey, here's the script. Could you submit this for me? Mm-hmm. I sent it to the head writer.
Oh, wow.
And said, hey, can you submit this for me?
Wow. Were they like, that's not really how it works?
No, I CC'd the other writers that were on the script with me. And again, Jake was one of them. And Jake goes, hey, do you usually just send your scripts directly to the head writer and have him submit them for you? And I went, oh my God. And I like had to immediately email him and be like, hey, that's my bad.
I love thinking of Jake's voice. Because Jake, if you guys don't know who Jake Nordwin is, he's got like the best voice.
He does have a great voice.
He's like, hey, do you always submit your things directly to the head writer?
Yeah. Oh my God. So I've just like done these. I'm just like Mr. Magoo at this point, walking down the street, just a piano falling right behind me.
I think you're doing so good. I'm very proud of you.
I feel like I'm fucking up. It's not good.
I think you're everybody likes Rosie.
No.
Well, that's great. It's fun to be kind of klutzy when it's like in a likable way. At least you're not like, there are some people that like,
But that's the thing when you're being a klutz where you're like, oops, I think I'm the best in the room. That's not likable.
No, but they know that you're messing up is the thing. Like I don't think they think you're doing that. Where there's other people who like go to a job and they think like, I got to show them that that I'm meant to be here. Like I used to hear these stories about Ben Schwartz, the guy that's like, he was on like Parks and Rec. Mm-hmm. I think he wrote for SNL maybe. But when he would go to like pitch meetings and stuff, he would like take his shoes off and put his feet on the table as kind of like a fuck you. Like I'm the shit kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And people were like, whoa, look at the balls on this kid type of thing. Mm-hmm. But there's people that do that and then they don't have a good thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, it's fuck you, pay me time. And the people are like, this is the worst.
We don't pay you.
Yeah, we don't like this.
You're not employed here.
You're fired. I think that you're doing great. From everything that you relay to me, I think you're doing great. And I actually kind of like, I didn't like being away from you for so long, but I did kind of like, I got my like...
mojo back a little bit.
Well, it's just like exactly kind of what I've always wanted to do on the road, which is like I went to cities and the shows were fun. And then I got to do like 2 or 3 days of like very chill outdoors, like, like eating good food, sitting in hot tubs, like all my outdoorsy shit that I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
I also made a bunch of money last month. And so it was like the first time in a while where I haven't been like, Yeah. I'm still, in crippling debt, but for those,
it's not crippling.
Those couple weeks, boy, was I good. I'm kidding.
That makes me happy.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could tell you were having a good time.
Yeah, it was really fun. And also Salt Lake City, I think actually that girl I reposted that like said she was embarrassed about the audience. Mm-hmm. Salt Lake City was like pretty fun. Like that club, we played the downtown club and everybody was like, oh, you're going to go play the suburb club. Like get ready. And it was
great.
It was fine. I mean, they were like a little bit more like truck driver, big guy.
But that can be fun.
But they like, I didn't have a single joke other than like when I got into like politics.
Yeah.
Other than that, they were like, they loved all the stuff about me being like a feminine man.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And people were really nice. I had a blast.
That's awesome.
Shout out Andy Farnsworth. Great host.
Yeah.
Has a cold plunge in his living room.
That's psychotic.
I told him, I was like, just so you know, there's no way to like soften this for anybody.
Yeah.
Like this is, if a girl comes over, you got to be like, hey, it looks horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. It's real weird.
Yeah. I don't know how you get that deep into cold plunging where you're like, I need to have one of these in my house.
I think it's like the same thing as people who kind of like get into meditation and they kind of set up their little like meditation corner.
But it's not like that at all because you're putting a pool in your home.
Yeah, and the funny thing is
that freezing cold pool. That looks like a place where you'd hide a body.
It is where you'd hide a body.
Yeah.
It's like a common body hiding place.
Yeah.
But I think we just don't realize like people put weird shit in their houses because we live in New York and there's no room for anything.
People put weird shit in their house in New York a lot.
But I mean, like, if you live in the suburbs in like a cul-de-sac, you have like 5 rooms that you just have to figure out what to do with.
Yeah.
You're like, I guess this is a game room?
Right. Yeah.
You'd have to be like the president of a bank to have a game room in your house in New York.
Andy, we got to buy a house upstate.
Uh-huh.
Several rooms.
Yes.
Okay, for the purposes of this, we don't have kids.
Mm-hmm.
We get 4 or 5 rooms.
Yes.
Each of us designs a theme for each room.
I already know mine.
What's your theme?
It's mattress covering the entire floor.
Okay. Mine's jungle running.
Jungle running?
Yep.
Like, you mean the old game where you like jump and you have to jump over the boulders and stuff?
No. Like a real life jungle run.
Is there a treadmill?
There is a treadmill that goes in a circle through the room, but
Okay.
the room is also filled with jungle trees
I love this.
and jungle plants.
I think this is great.
And
I think
as you're running on the treadmill, you will get whipped with leaves, bamboo, maybe scratched.
Here's what I think.
There might be an animatronic leopard.
A treadmill covering the entire floor. So the entire floor is moving. And then you kind of have like car wash mechanisms on the side. So like things fly out.
No, it has to go in a circle. It has to go in a circle.
Why?
Because you want to fill the center of the room with jungle and the outsides of the room with jungle. So, and you can't turn around. You can't run in a circle on a floor that's just going one way.
But what I'm saying is the treadmill is the entire floor. So you're running and then there's swinging things on the side of you that are alternating through a series of gears.
If you want a car wash room, you make your own car wash room.
Okay. Wow. Spicy.
All right? If that's what you want, that's fine.
I'm going to make, okay, we got 4 to 5 rooms.
Car wash room.
Car wash room.
Jungle run.
Mattress room.
Mattress room.
What else?
Spaghetti room.
Okay. You got to elaborate on that because
Just a room filled with spaghetti.
Is it wet, edible spaghetti, or is it kind of like fake noodles like you might see on Double Dare?
It's like cold noodles that you might see on Double Dare.
So there's a big turnover
You can't
on
just
this.
fill the room with spaghetti that's wasteful and
So it's almost
unmanageable.
it's like a wet kind of artificial noodle.
It's a noodle room.
It's a noodle room. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
And then obviously we have a bedroom and a bathroom.
Are there meatballs, like pillow meatballs in the spaghetti room?
No, listen, the room is just for pasta. There's nowhere to lie down.
Okay, so what do you do in it?
You open the door.
Okay.
It has to open into the room. You know
Of
what I
course, you can't, because if it opens out, spaghetti could spill
mean? You
out.
got spaghetti outside everywhere.
and that's
then
like-
it's in the jungle room, and it's like you got pasta flying through the jungle.
Don't
So,
get it. Yeah. What is it? Right, cloudy with a chance of meatballs?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
No thanks. So it opens in to the room, and then you just sort of squeeze your body through the door. It's going to be a tight squeeze.
Yeah.
But then you just kind of get lost in pure noodles.
Yeah.
You just sort of swim around in there.
Is it?
And there is no ceiling space. You know what I mean?
So it's almost like it's like a room, like literally completely full
the
of
square
spaghetti.
footage is absolutely used up by pasta.
Have
Double
you-
Dare pasta.
So you literally have to squeeze in, because if you were to open it all the way, the pasta would come flowing out, and then if it got in the mattress room, then you got a fucking whole other ordeal on your hands.
Exactly. You're getting it.
You know what I really want?
What?
I want a pool, right? Mm-hmm. And the bottom of the pool has a hole into another pool. You know what I mean? So you can fall
Yeah.
into the other pool. Like it's like kind of like you could swim
Like a
down.
martini glass, but like instead of a stem on the bottom, it's just another martini glass.
Yeah.
Nice.
You get it. You totally get it.
Yeah.
I got to figure out. I got to patent and engineer a door that lets a body through.
First, we got to find a house that's zoned for this.
Okay. Well, now you're talking about a whole other thing. God, that would be so annoying if you could do all that stuff and then some city inspector was like, a spaghetti room.
We don't think so.
Not in Monroe
Not in
County.
Hudson.
God, I can't wait. I can't wait.
For what?
Just our new life of themed rooms. You know?
Yeah, me too.
Just 50-year-old childless people that have themed rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And we just seem just pickled, but we're actually decades sober, you know?
Yeah.
I love this idea.
Yeah. And people are like, they're immature. And then kids come over and they're like, I want to live here.
Yeah.
And actually, that sort of sounds like the idea Michael Jackson had. So scratch that.
Yeah, scratch the kids
But
coming
let me
over.
say this. My 8-year-old self would be in awe of what I've done. Do you ever think about this, Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever think about the fact that as a child, like if you walked up to your 8-year-old self today, if you had a chance to meet in the metaverse, and you walked up to your 8-year-old self and you were like, guess what? And you're like, what? And you go, in the future, you can call someone on video
Yeah.
and see their face instantaneously.
Yeah.
And nobody uses it. People think it's rude to use it.
Yeah.
What do you think your 8-year-old self would say?
Does your 8-year-old self know who you are?
We hadn't really talked about the backstory here. You're right. You probably have some questions, some initial questions about like, who are you and why are you here?
I also think that's going to be the first way we time travel. Is going to be like through the internet. Mm-hmm. Like I think I'm going to be like, I do think I'll be able to write myself an email in the year 2000 someday.
Yeah.
And be like, hey,
in the
dude,
year 2000 someday.
Like I'll be in the future and I'll write myself an email to the year 2000.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be like, hey, don't. Whatever
Don't
you're doing,
what?
whatever you're doing right now, don't do that. Stop.
Hey, I just came here to say don't.
And invest in Google and Amazon. Whoa, invest in Amazon, please.
Yeah.
Man,
I honestly think if I could talk to my past self, I would probably be like, hey, guess what? It gets better. It's not just for gay kids.
I think I would.
It gets better.
My mind would be
for all of
blown
us.
with, even if you told my 28-year-old self what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Because when I started comedy, I didn't know you could do it as a job.
Yeah.
Like I saw people doing it as a job, but they were road comics. And I wasn't like, oh, I got to do that. I was just like, some people, like I've said it before, but I didn't, the first time somebody was like, are you doing an SNL packet? I was like, for what? Doesn't the government pick those people? I didn't know that was like a thing you could work on.
Yeah.
Every single thing in show business where somebody's like, hey, are you doing this? I'd be like, if we live in a reality where that happens.
Yeah.
So I think I'd be pretty stoked that I'm like, doing comedy in New York.
Yeah.
I think if I told my 20-year-old self that I was like regularly going up at the Comedy Cellar, he'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Did everybody die? Was there a plane crash that was all of the comics?
Yeah.
I do like to think about that. What else would I tell young me? I don't know.
Stop picking your skin.
Yeah, that'd be a big one.
Start saving for hair restoration.
Yeah, actually start taking whatever the
Propecia
like at 18. Like it looks fine, bro, but it's going.
By the way, your hair looks so good.
Yeah.
How happy are you?
I'm so happy that I don't ever think about it.
Yeah.
I was at the spa yesterday, the Schwitz, and when I slick it back, it's still, you can tell. I was like trying to do the like slick back power alley thing, and you can kind of see where it is. Mm-hmm. But other than if I slick it back, I can never see it anymore. And it's still growing in, which is pretty cool.
It is. It's like not even fully grown in, and it looks so good.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
You look so handsome.
Thanks, babe. It's so funny to look back at our pictures from when I was looking back at old episodes where my head was shaved, and I look so fucking bald. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe you didn't like call off everything. I can't believe you weren't like, oh no, I'm sorry, I have to go. Because I don't look good with a bald head. I look sickly. I looked very ill. Like Bobby making that joke when he was like, where's the GoFundMe? I mean, it was completely apt.
Yeah.
No, I feel it was nice.
You look totally different now.
I know. I look younger.
Yeah, you look a lot younger.
Little sun kiss. Been doing a lot of moisturizing.
Yeah.
I feel great.
You're handsome as hell.
You're cute as hell.
Thanks.
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. I got some confidence, today because I wandered into a meeting where I wasn't wanted.
I bet they liked it.
So embarrassing.
You're
I literally
killing
was
it.
like, hey guys, I'm really sorry to interrupt. I know I don't want to interrupt because I don't think I'm supposed to be here. And I just followed someone in here. So I just wanted to make sure that it's okay that I'm here. And they were like, yeah, we're just hanging out. And then Colin, Joe points to the window behind me and goes, well, there's the exit. And I was like, I'm going to use it.
Jesus Christ. It's fun to be the new kid, though. It's fun.
But it's getting to the point, you know what I mean? Like, it's getting to the point where I'm like, Rosebud, like, you can tell, like, you have that 1 week of, like, grace period, you know? And, like, the second week, you get a little bit more grace period, but you're, like, getting your feet under you, so you're feeling a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
But the third week, you're still making mistakes, but the mistakes that you're making are, like, sort of driven with a little more like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you walk into a place and you're like, oh no, I don't know what I'm doing at all.
Yeah, I when I had written on a sitcom, this is a very different thing. It was not a
Yeah, I've never written on a sitcom.
huge
so.
accolade, but
Writing on a sitcom is a huge accolade.
well, it was great. I really loved that job. I loved being in a writer's room like that. But the executive, I had gotten some confidence. My pitches were always getting well received. I'm good at buttoning a scene.
Yeah.
And the executive producer, like, who owned the production company was sitting in, the guy who, like, makes Ted Lasso, Bill Lawrence.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm doing great. I'm doing so good. They think I'm so funny. I'm a comedian. I'm the shit around here. And he pitched something, and I literally was like, that's not funny. And then I like,
No.
Yeah. And everybody was like, what? And I was like, oh, I mean,
oh no.
yeah, like I would do stuff like that where I'd be like, but that's not funny. And then,
That's the biggest thing where, as a comic in a corporate environment, which, like, writers' rooms are,
yeah.
you're like, you go from being at the Comedy Cellar to being in corporate America, right? And in one of those places, you say whatever the fuck you want, no matter what it is,
And also
no matter how awkward it is, and it's well received.
Yeah, people want you to give them shit.
Yeah.
You know, like if somebody's busting your balls, they want you to bust their balls back.
And then you get into this place and it's like you might hate something and you can't say it.
You have to be like, I love this. And I'm just,
You don't have to be like that, but you can't be like,
that's not
bro,
funny.
that sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I 100%.
It's so hard.
I learned that a very hard way. That being that I have not had another sitcom job. But I think one's right around the corner because I'm older now.
I think you're right. I have a feeling. You got your special coming out this year.
I got my special coming out. I'm gonna do Edinburgh.
You going on tour?
Going on tour. I said tour today.
You did?
Yeah. I said to Rachel Feinstein, I said I'm touring this month, and she was like, and she didn't say anything because she didn't recognize it, but I was like, fuck, I said it. I ceded. I gave away my power.
You said I'm touring.
I'm touring.
There you go. I won, bitches.
Yeah.
I won. Do you understand that, listeners? Excuse me. That was Diet Ginger Ale.
But it is kind of nice because you are you're the superstar in our relationship, and I don't mean that in like a pejorative, whiny kind of way. But it was nice to be like, you know what? I can climb mountains. She makes money, but I can climb a mountain. You know?
I know, it was really funny because I was like, is this like the behavior of a kept man? He just fucking, like, I'm like, all my life I've wanted to be like a powerful working person. And I never really like factored in that like as a woman, I'd be like, oh man, I'm the one working all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're out like having fun. You're in the mountains. You got a GoPro strapped to your fucking chest and head all the time. You're jumping in your friend's cold plunge in the middle of a living room.
I was going to...
People would be like, where's Andy? Like, I'd be at work and they'd be like, where's Andy? And I'd be like, I'm not really sure.
somewhere in the mountains.
Yeah, he's in the mountains. That's where he is.
It was fun.
That just reminded me of your joke about the mountains.
The
mountains happened.
I do want to tell, since we're kind of getting near the end, we can go to a bad advice, but I do want to say this real quick. This weekend, literally this weekend, you're listening on a Friday, Sunday through Tuesday, Rosebud and I will be in Austin, Texas at the South by Southwest Comedy Festival. There is a live Find Your Beach at 4 o'clock on Monday at Esther's Follies. Please hit that up. We would love to see you if you're in the Austin area. If you are a VIB, we will make sure that you get in. I will positively make sure you get in. And then I will be, get ready for this, Wednesday, March 16th, I will be at the Comedy Fort in Fort Collins, Colorado. So Denver heads, I know it's not very far away. Drive up there. The 17th, I will be at the Vail Comedy Show in Vail, Colorado. The 19th, I will be in Billings, Montana at UFO Comedy. The 20th, I will be at Last Best Comedy in Bozeman, Montana. And the 23rd, I will be in Park City, location still TBD.
And those of you who are not aware, we are doing our 2-year anniversary episode on Monday. So if you have anything that you want us to revisit, any special moments from the podcast that you want to hear about or that you want us to listen to or relive, send those in to us. Obviously, a lot of my tour has been rescheduled. But I will still be in Austin, obviously, for South by. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. from March 24th through the 26th. I'm going to be back in Austin from the 20th through the 24th for Moon Tower. Cleveland, Ohio, April 28th through the 30th. Vancouver, May 28th. Tempe, Arizona, June 2nd through the 5th. And Bloomington, Minneapolis from June 23rd through the 26th.
That's the Mall of America.
So you can get tickets to those on my website at rosebudbaker.com. And we do not have any bad advice for this week. So,
we don't.
No. So if you want to send us your bad advice questions, you can do that at, what's our number? 917-540-8395. We do, however, have a little voicemail from one of our listeners. So I will play that now.
This is great.
Okay.
It's to me.
Hold on a second. Sorry. I don't know how to do this.
Hi, Andy. This is Meg the Nurse. I'm calling because of the Monday episode that you guys are not going to have Rosie, so this is just for you. Hooray. I have a question that I sent you, and I was generally interested in, because you might make it funny, about all the different types of skiing. I don't know anything about skiing since we live in lovely Florida, and I just didn't know what the difference is between alpine skiing, cross-country skiing, and freestyle skiing. What are those 3 different types of skiing? And if you were a Winter Olympian, what type of skiing would you do and why? And, just asking for that. Also, before I head out, I just wanted to say that I hope Zohar is doing okay. He's one of our fellow beaches. I think he lives in Hungary or Slovenia. I don't know where he lives. But I know it's near Ukraine, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Zohar and hope he's safe and he's doing okay, and hope you're doing okay, buddy. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, Andy. And miss you, Rosie.
Miss you
and
too.
Congrats on the SNL writing job. That's awesome. So proud of you, girl. All right.
Aw.
Bye, Andy.
I wish I would have asked for this on Monday because I was super filling time. I can't really make it funny, but I'll tell you this. Cross-country skiing is on flat ground, and it's these little skis with a free heel, so it's kind of like you're shuffling on flat snow.
It's like you're on a Nordic track
Yeah,
for
it's like-
kids from the 90s.
But it's kind of, it's pretty dorky. You know, it's like the real granola, like, I'm going to go cross-country skiing. It's like, you know, a lot of... It's like if
it's
you
a
make
lot of work and not a lot of fun.
Yeah, you like, you know, it's the kind of skiing you would do where you would make a sandwich for yourself to bring along, and you would wear like an old cap. And then downhill skiing is the kind where you take a lift up. There's another kind.
And you do not make your own caps.
Yeah, you don't wear an old
If you
cap.
bring an old cap
and you don't,
or make your own sandwich
Sandwich.
and you do downhill skiing,
not allowed.
like you're a dork. Like the
Yeah.
whole downhill skiing community will be like,
They'll throw snowballs at you.
look at that guy and his homemade sandwich and his old cap.
You know what I mean, though? It's like
Get him off the lifts.
cross-country skiing is Volvos, the old kind, and downhill skiing is suburban, you know, with the family in it. But it's the lifts, and then you go up, and then you ski down, and then you take the lift back up. There's one called touring, which is kind of like the difference between the two.
How's that spelled?
Touring.
Oh, see, I thought it was Tooring, the way
Yeah,
you said it.
touring.
Just curious.
And that's you just you walk up the mountain and then put your heels back in and ski down. And then there's a bunch of other variations. But if I was in the Winter Olympics, I probably would be in the Super G, which is the super giant slalom. Just because I'm very strong and athletic, and I love high speeds and danger. But it's so weird how the Winter Olympics happen.
Yeah.
I mean, the Olympics I don't give a shit about in general anymore. Like, I think that's weird to be super into the Olympics. But
well, it's hard to care when they did such a shitty job with them. Like the Olympics this year were lame as fuck.
But also, it's just like, it's first of all, it's.
I mean, am I wrong about that?
I saw a black comic one time just call the Winter Olympics the White Olympics, and I thought that was really apt. It was like funny to me because it's like that is our only place that we shine, is like skiing on flat ground. There's so many ridiculous sports like curling and luge and skeleton. And by the way, any race can do these and probably excel. I'm just saying majority. Kind of, it's like the only place Norway wins a gold medal.
The only ones who really want to, or
yeah,
like white people are like, yeah, I'm gonna do something freezing and expensive,
yeah. I'm gonna do this thing where
and also life threatening.
I get on a sled and I sled down a mountain of ice.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can DM me if you want to know more. It's nice to see you, Rosie. I missed you.
I missed you too, Andy.
I love you very much.
I love you too. I've been wearing the same bra for 3 days and I haven't taken it off. And I bet you when I do, there's going to be big red lines in my rib cage, and it's going to take about 24 hours for them to dissipate.
Can I smell it?
Nope.
I want to smell your bra.
Okay. Folks, it's been a weird week.
It's been a weird day. We
Weird
love
day.
you.
We love you. Wash your hands. Don't lick your lover's eyeballs. Don't spit in their mouths unless it's a committed monogamous relationship. Oh, and we're still sending out postcards. Send us your address. Bye.